it's Raine here, and something very special today happened with the Are You OK podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to have been invited as a panelist speaker to their event From Heritage to Healing, where I got to speak about my multi ethnic background, cultural practices, and how this connects to different individuals and how we use expression to heal ourselves. And I just really wanted to highlight in this video today how cultural identity, in the Philippines, it's very common where we encounter you can't speak up about how you're emotionally feeling about certain things because you'd be considered crazy or praning. But a lot of things have evolved since and how it was like when I grew up. And I'm incredibly grateful for all the people across the world who are innovative and taking action to help support mental health and creating platforms and programs to support other people. But because of this topic, I just wanted to touch base with everyone that since starting my oral and topical steroid withdrawal in 2022, it's now 2026 and I'm a lot healthier. I have completely overcome the usage of steroids, and I just really wanted to highlight Ren Fisher and how much she helped me in my eczema journey. But this isn't just the only resource or the only platform that's helped me recover in my journey. I really wanted to also highlight how when you go through withdrawing from a medication and you also move to another country and you're trying to establish a community and find yourself, it's so common where you end up overthinking and ruminating and you're just stuck in your mind with what do I do, how do I navigate things, and should I act on this? And so I wanted to highlight a few books today that helped me in my recovery. One is this book, and another one is Do Not Believe Everything That You Think. And in all that thinking and reflecting, it's so important that you jot down everything on your mind onto paper and you journal. And when you're journaling, it actually helps you overcome some of your trauma, some of the unresolved things in your body and in your experiences that you hold on to. And so these two books by different respected individuals of their fields in the neuroscience and trauma space really helped me understand how trauma can impact our futures if we let it. And so that it's really important for you as an individual. You don't allow yourself to have that victim mentality and fall into that trauma. It's also not healthy to then look at someone and say, something's wrong with you, but rather putting on a trauma informed approach and thinking about what happened to this individual in their lives to make them like this. And so that's where it's really important that you have the courage to be disliked or having the courage to be happy. And these books are by the same author, but I highly recommend this one because it introduces to you the Adlerian approach, where you look at what can I do in my present with myself to help me heal so that I can be more than what I am right now. And it helps you understand yourself and also encourages not having any self-limiting beliefs, but rather developing that intrinsic, that internal motivation that I can be more and I should be more. And so I highly recommend that. And if you find it difficult to start and you don't know how to start, then definitely consider Joe Dispenza's book of Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Because if you're unhappy with the way that you are now, it does not define the future that you could have. And all it really takes is finding the courage, finding the power and the strength within your being to be more, and implementing different new tactics in your day to be that new person. And along the way, you're going to heal a lot of relationships, whether that's personal, professional, with your family, but especially with yourself. And this book's actually quite helpful. A lot of the concepts are straightforward, but it is valuable. And if you want to understand how you could use art in the form of dancing, singing, natural lighting, plants in your natural space, and the beauty of aesthetics, then I highly recommend Your Brain on Art. because through art we have our identity, but it also helps cultivate connection with the community and with other people. And so these are a list of books that I've read that have helped me navigate the past 4 years overcoming a terrible medical condition that impacted not just my skin, but across other systems in my physical body, from blood, bones, joints, the gastrointestinal tract, and also your brain and your psychosocial health. And when you're recovering from a condition that completely devastates you, it's so important that you find connection. And how do we do that? Through community. So in this podcast today, I explained to everyone there's a term in our culture in the Philippines called bayanihan. And having this spirit means that there's communal unity, cooperation, and you're working together towards a shared goal. When I was living in Japan and in Taiwan, I noticed this as social responsibility. And having this community component, research finds that it's a huge predictor to living a happy and long life where you're aging gracefully. And so all of these resources I'm sharing with you today is because I believe in a bright future for the world. And we all have our history, we all have intergenerational trauma and challenges that we may go through in our lives. But when we share our lived experiences, when we create, when we express, that's where we can find connection. And together we raise each other up. And that's where the future lies. And so I'm sharing this video as briefly as I can because I don't want to bore you or take too much time from your busy schedule. But I really just have this message to share because I think it's important that we remember to reach out, to help each other, to connect. And that's the beauty of the internet, if we use it wisely. And if this somehow resonates with you, please drop in the comments down below a book that you're reading that's helped nurture your soul and help you overcome some of your own challenges. Or are there any artistic things you're engaging in at the moment? I'd love to know. And hopefully I could be a bit more active with these videos. But for now, I'm going to park it there and let me know in the comments what you think. Bye for now.